Hello, I'm Paul, and this is Paul Plays with Fire. Welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by. Today we're going to be taking a whole chicken, spatchcocking it, smoking it on the pellet grill, and searing it on the Blackstone Pizza Oven to crisp out that skin up. That sounds delicious. Let's get busy. First, let's talk about spatchcocking. What is it, and why would you do that to a chicken? Spatchcocking a chicken, or any bird for that matter, is cutting the backbone out of the bird so it'll lay flat. Why would you do that? So that the bird cooks evenly. Especially if you're cooking a bird out in the field over an open fire, then spatchcocking is the way to go. Also, a bird cooked in this manner is referred to as a spatchcock. Why are we doing this today? Good question. Well, first of all, chicken cooked this way is delicious. And second, we have Thanksgiving coming up, and I want to smoke a spatchcocked turkey for Thanksgiving. So this is my training program. I'm going to start with a chicken and work my way up the poultry ladder till I get to a turkey. Earlier, we rinsed our chicken, we removed the extra parts from inside the chicken, and we put those parts in our stock pan. More about that later. First, let's talk about the parts of the chicken, in case you aren't familiar with working in a whole chicken. The legs and the thighs are here and here. The wings are up here. If you flip it over on the other side, the breast is up here. This is the front of the chicken, and this is the back side of the chicken. And so then if we look at it, looking at it neck side forward, this is the spine of the chicken right here. So we're just going to take our poultry shears, you just snip right along that backbone. Till you get to the tail, and then it separates. And then we'll just do the same thing on the other side. Just snip right along that backbone. And there you go. We'll throw that in our stock pot. Now we can flip this over and see how flat that lays. Now it's not quite completely flat yet, but I'll show you what we need to do there. We just get right in here. There's a little piece of the sternum we can snip right there and snip right there. We'll snip, snip here, snip, snip there. There, and that little piece of the sternum comes out just like that. Now it'll lay really flat. Look at how it just lays right down there. So that's spatchcocking. It's just that simple. We snipped right along the spine on both sides, took the spine out, took a little bit of the sternum out right there. Not really a whole lot, just a little bit. And then now it all lays perfectly flat like we need to. Next up, we're going to season it after I clean my hands up a little bit. We're also going to go around and trim off anything off of the bird that we really don't want to eat. We don't need all this extra skin up here. Pretty good looking bird, actually. We don't need all that extra skin back there. This is about a 5-pound bird, for those of you scoring at home. That's pretty good. That's real good. Okay, now we'll season it. Almost forgot to mention, we're gonna take all of the goodness that's in this stock pot, the extra parts that came with the chicken and the parts that we just cut off, and we're gonna use that to make stock, chicken stock. It's gonna be a wonderful, delicious chicken stock that we'll make from scratch from these parts, and then we'll use it to make something, I'm not sure what we'll make, but it'll be something good. So you got that to look forward to. Now we're gonna season our chicken, and we're gonna use just a little chicken seasoning that I have. Made by a local company. It's really just a little salt, a little sugar, a little pepper, and a few other things that make chicken taste good. But it's not too hot, it's not too spicy, it's not too anything. It's just really a really good flavor. And I put it on pretty liberally, because some of it'll fall off. We'll do both sides, of course. and kind of rub it in and rub it around. We'll just kind of twist that up flat wet best we can and maybe give that another shake on top. There we go. Now we'll put that in the fridge for an hour or so, even better in 2 or 3. Next up, we're gonna mix up a little herb butter that we're gonna use to baste our chicken as it's cooking in the smoker. We won't baste it too many times because we don't open the door too much, but we'll baste it once or twice just to make sure it stays nice and moist, especially the breast itself. We've got a little softened butter, and to that, we're gonna chop up a few things. First, we have some rosemary. We're just gonna strip the leaves off real quick. Oh boy, that smells good. And this is about a half a sprig of rosemary. And then we're just gonna dice that up real quick. And that'll really bring out the aromatics. To that, we have some thyme. And we'll just strip the leaves off that. I find it works best to go from top to bottom. Just like that. Hey, look at how slick that is. They all just come right off. And those are so small you don't have to do too much to them, but we're just gonna dice them up a little bit in case a little bit of stem got in there. And then we'll go ahead and dump that into our softened butter. Next up, we have a shallot. Shallot is like a cousin to an onion. It's milder and it's smaller and it's very elegant. It's perfect in something like this. And we're just gonna cut that up into pieces the best we can, dice it up as small as we can. There we go, that's pretty good. Add that to our butter mix. And finally, we have a rather large clove of garlic, cut into 2 pieces. Same thing, we're just gonna dice it up the best we can. There we go. And then we're going to take a fork and just mash that all together. And that'll make a very nice, flavorful baste for our spatchcocked chicken. We still have a little bit before the chicken goes on, so these flavors will have a chance to get to know each other. There we go. And now what we got to do is get the pellet grill warmed up and get the chicken on. We have our pellet grill preheated to 250 degrees, and now it's time to put our chicken on. It's been in the fridge for about an hour and a half, maybe an hour, something like that. And it looks really good. Slide it over here. And as gracefully as we can, just pick up the whole thing and throw it in there. There, just about like that. And now we've got our herb butter that we made earlier. Looks and smells really good. And we're just gonna baste a little bit of that right on top of the chicken. Especially gonna put it on the breast. We'll save some for later, that'll do for now. Shut that up and we'll check back on in about an hour. Well, it's been an hour. And it looks like the chicken is coming along nicely. Oh yeah, that looks great. That looks really good. So we're just gonna flip it over. We're gonna lose some of those herbs when we do that, but that's okay. And then we're gonna hit it with our basting butter again. This will help keep the breast meat moist. And we'll let that go for another half hour, give or take. And that's when we'll also take a thigh meat measurement. And what we're really looking for in the thigh is 165 or so. And then once that gets to 165, then we'll start taking breast temperatures. And once we get to 160, we'll consider that done. And we may not actually see those temperatures until after we start doing the searing on the pizza oven, but we'll just see how it goes. Okay, we're gonna take a look at our bird. It's been an hour on one side, and then we flipped it over on the meat side down, and it's been another half hour, so we're just gonna take a look at it, probably flip it back over. Oh yeah, looks really good. Yeah, I guess it's tender. Well, made a mess of that. That's okay. It'll still be good. While we're here, I think I know the answer, but I think I'm gonna check and see if it's done. Surprisingly not quite done. I'm gonna put a little more butter on it. The butter, I think, is slowing it down a little bit, and that's okay. The butter is slowing it down a little bit, but it's okay because the butter is doing its job, which is letting things crisp up. So we'll be probably back in about another half hour. Well, I think our chicken is finally done. It took a while because the previous time I did this for practice, I did not use butter. I did not use butter on the as a baste, and I think that slows the cooking down. And it only makes sense. You know, you're adding something cold to the chicken. So anyway, it took just a little bit longer than I was expecting, about another half hour. But now it's done finally. So we're gonna go ahead and check this temperature one more time, I think. Oh yeah, good 165 plus in the thighs, so that's good. And I'm sure it's much better than that in the breast. And we're not done cooking because we're gonna go ahead and put it into sear in the pizza oven. So that's warming up right now as we speak. Let's go ahead and pull the chicken off. And we'll put in this pan so it can rest while we're waiting for the pizza oven to heat up. There, a little bit of a defiled chicken, but still pretty good looking. Here, let me put this around where it's supposed to be. They're like that. There's some, I don't know exactly how that, we'll just go with that. Well, anyway, we're gonna let this rest. We're gonna let this rest until the pizza oven is warm, and then we're gonna put it in there and get some sizzle out of it. Our pizza oven is ready. The cast iron pizza pan that's in the pizza oven is ready to go. So I think we will get it out here so we can put our chicken in it. I want to hear that sizzle. Oh, look at that. That's hot. Let's hear the little sizzle first. There we go. There we go. There, I figured it out. Finally. Phew. Where's my butter? We're gonna add a little more of our butter, what little we have left, to the top of it, especially again to the breast meat because we want it to stay moist. Never have to worry too much about thigh meat getting dried out. It just does pretty good on its own. And I don't think we're gonna flip this bird at all. I think we're gonna put it on the pizza oven as it is, and then we will not have to turn it again because it will be fully done by the time we get it off of there. Like I said, we're shooting for 165 internal temperature on the thickest part of the thigh. I know that's kind of hard to figure out, but that's what we're shooting for. And then we're also shooting for 160 on the breast. Now, if the breast gets too much above 160, it starts to get dried out, but the thigh can go, geez, as high as 180 or so, maybe even higher, before it really starts to get dried out. That's why chicken thigh meat is such a wonderful meat, because it really holds its moisture well. There we go. Now that's pretty. Let's get that back in the oven. Now that shouldn't take very long. Well, I think our chicken is done. At least it smells pretty good. I don't know, what do you think? Ooh, it's hot too. Ooh. We're gonna let that sit and cool for just a minute before we burn our face on it. That's boiling lava hot. Ooh. Warm your hands up though. So we'll be back in a few minutes after it's rested for a minute. Wow, I wish you guys could smell this. Oh, it smells so good. I think it's time to cut it up as best we can. I think we don't have to do too much with this one. Let me try and cut the thigh off. Right there. There we go. I'll try and cut that one off right there. Once again, this is good practice for Thanksgiving. There we go. That's the way you do it. We'll have just a little bite of chicken skin. Oh, that is crunchy and delicious. Oh, it's good enough. And then we'll split the breast down the middle. Try and split the wings off. Still plenty hot. There we go. There you go. Boy, that's pretty, if I say so myself. Well, we have a big old platter of chicken here. I'm not sure where to start, but I think I know where I am gonna start. Let's see, let's just pick on a leg. How about that? There's some nice smoke ring right there. Look at that. Look at all that. That's pink, not from underdone, but from smoke. Oh boy, that's good. A little bit of chicken skin. That is crunchy and delicious and smoky. Herby. Taste the rosemary and the thyme. Oh boy, that's good. That's really good. That was worth the wait. Man, that's good. Boy, that chicken is so good, and there's so much of it, and it's not going to go to waste. I have plenty. I'm going to make chicken noodle soup with it. I'm going to make stock with some of the parts that we saved aside. This is all going to go to good use. And man, it is delicious chicken. I could just probably sit here and eat this whole platter. Well, this has been Paul Plays with Fire. Thanks for watching.